All right, we've been getting a lot of information in blog posts in the last couple of weeks, and I wanted to take a step back and look at them and kind of say, okay, this is good, this is bad, but more importantly, on what it means to you and what to develop in your roster, what resources to save, because I think there's some hints and suggestions on things that are coming, and there's certain resources that I believe that need to be saved for right now and because of things that are coming. So we're going to talk about that. And also we're going to talk about why I feel that the blog post yesterday wasn't as well received, even though if if we go back 3 weeks ago, and I got to give a shout out to Yuletide for making this. If we go back 3 weeks ago, they said these are the issues that they were going to address in yesterday's blog post. They basically, over the last 3 weeks, have addressed every issue. Technically, the things that they said they were going to address was answered in actually, I believe, in a relatively efficient way, with the exception of they were saying that they were going to remove some bad characters from the War Store. Right now, there's bad characters in the War Store like Ravager, Stitcher. We're going to come back to this here in a minute. First things first, I want to talk about blog post that came out earlier today at the bottom. And so this is the one there. It talks about the Moon Knight milestone event, which is going to be a Blitz event. Now, they mentioned right here that there's going to be a Strike Time episode, and I'm expecting this Strike Time episode to come out later in the week, probably like Thursday or Friday. We'll see. There's a new character incoming. We've got the lowdown on our next episode of Strike Time. Tune in next week to hear all of the news that's fit to print, including updates and then objectives, rewards, and more. So, what this means to me and what I'm going to do is I believe we're overdue for another gold milestone character like Emma in Symbiote Spider-Man, the way that they released. And so I believe that character is going to be Silver Surfer, but we'll see. Those are just strictly rumors. But I believe he's going to be important and good. Think about how important Symbiote Spider-Man is and think about how important Emma is. So probably, if you could probably compare them with a lot of the legendary characters, right? And we're overdue for another one. And so my suggestion is save your gold. So what I'm trying to do myself personally is I'm trying not to spend more than 1 million gold a day. I'm trying to budget myself to 1 million gold a day. And by doing that, I get a certain amount of milestones. And those milestones, I get the cores. The 1 million milestone gives cores. And so I try to get only spend 1 million a day. And based on where I am in the game, that actually gives me a surplus of gold. It's not a lot, but a little bit of surplus of gold. And I'm going to be saving that gold for the next Emma-style milestone character, which even if it's not Silver Surfer, I'm pretty sure that whatever the next Emma-style milestone character is going to be, hopefully that character is going to be as important as Emma and Silver Surfer. And I believe that what this Strike Time video is going to be about and what that means. Next, we got to talk about Red Stars. The week before, they said that there's going to be Red Stars for Ultron. So this was in the Road Ahead post. Red Stars for Ultron. The team wants to give additional value by opening basic Red Star orbs, and we're doing this by introducing a new currency that'll be part of the orb drops. This new currency will be redeemable to purchase Red Stars for characters like Ultron, which previously didn't have any access to them, and additional Red Stars for Ultimates. The new currency, now, this kind of is strange to me because we've already got 2 currencies in game. Silver promotion credits and Red Star credits, right? And I think I'm going to get to what I think we really wanted for Red Stars here in a minute. I think we just wanted more silver and gold promotion credits on a monthly basis, or a way of earning them. The new currency will give players some additional agency into getting Red Stars for specific characters in the future. Now, the reason why I think, even though yesterday, the blog post, they did, technically answer all the questions from 3 weeks ago. But if you go back 3 weeks ago, I made a video 3 weeks ago. I said, rant about blog post community feedback. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to mute this so you can hear what I say. I go right into it and I say, what did I say? The biggest glaring thing missing, without a doubt, in this post is there's absolutely nothing about Red Stars. All right. And we're going to follow that up with, if we go to Reddit, and this post right here is called Acknowledging community feedback. And I'm going to suggest that it really should have been titled Ignoring Community Feedback. 300 upvotes. But if we go down a little bit further, in red, glowing with over 1,000 upvotes, is the main community feedback, without a doubt. That was blatantly ignored. Blatantly ignored. So it's ignoring community feedback. And this is the reason why people are upset with yesterday's post, because they blatantly ignored this. Red stars is still the biggest problem in the game and was not addressed 3 weeks ago or yesterday. Characters at less than 4 red and 4 yellow are basically worthless. And then this person provides a solution, which I agree with. The silver and gold promotion credits can help us with this issue. Just remove the elite store and find ways to give our more promotion credits. Should be an easy to implement and will allow players to improve whatever characters they want. I agree. I believe that the community likes ISO 8 a lot. I also believe that we like ISO 8 and we didn't like red stars, but I also believe the opposite's true. They made a lot of money off of red stars and required very little development time, and they probably didn't make that much money off ISO 8, and it had a very high amount of development time. So anyways, let's move on to the 2 other things that I want to talk about based on these posts on what to do. The next one has to do with saving raid store currency. So yesterday they did update the War Store, and the War Store now has for 1,400 credits you can get 4 G15s. Now it's interesting, the 14s, you still only get 2 14s for 14 credits. It just feels weird that the 14s are not great in the War Store, but now you can get 15s. That's good. And they also changed the War Orbs, but they also mentioned that they're going to change 2 other stores, the supply store and the raid store. So my suggestion is to hold off spending raid store currency and gold in the supply store when it comes to SBCs, origin catalyst, and damage catalysts. The catalysts and the origin pieces. So doubling the superior basic class daily objective is fine, but they talk about right here that they're going to double the value of superior basic catalyst, stat catalyst, and orange gear in the raid store. And then they're going to add an additional row of orange gear into the raid store. And then lastly, they are going to change the pricing in the gold store for those same pieces. So hold off on that. And then lastly, the fourth thing. So the fourth thing that I suggest doing based off of these posts to get the most out of your roster is that they are going to be introducing another tier of ISO 8. And I believe this also has to do because I don't think they made a lot of money off the ISO 8. I just don't. And so they're going to come out with this new ISO 8 feature, which they said is going to be largely released in the Doom Raid. So so it's kind of a late game thing, but I did a poll earlier today and people said that they were not really spending money cores on the ISO 8 feature. And they also, on the next Moon Might milestone event, they're going to introduce getting fragments from spending energy in the ISO 8. And I know I spend 50 cores a day, and I think most people don't. I think 78% of the people on my Twitch poll, which is not very scientific, by the way, said they don't spend any cores at all on ISO 8. I think what I'm worried, and what Philosophers suggested the other day, is that they might require ISO 8 level 5 to get into this next tier, this blue ISO 8. And I hope not, but that could be a possibility. And so what I'm suggesting is that there is a lot of value in the current ISO 8 system in doing the 50 core refreshes. A lot of people said, well, I just do the refresh the ISO 8 stuff just for the purple gear. That's fine too, but I do think there is some value there. And what I'm suggesting is to possibly start taking the ISO 8 system a little more seriously. And maybe when the Moon Knight Blitz milestone event happens, probably next week sometime, there's going to be an incentive to start refreshing those stores. But right now, I think a lot of people are refreshing the White Tiger campaign event. All right, so there's a bunch of things that I think, basically to recap, save red stars, save your gold, focus on ISO 8. I think it's a good time to start focusing on ISO 8 and save your raid currency. And other than gear 13s and gear 15s in the gold supply store, I would hold off spending gold on any kind of gold gear other than the 15s and the 13s. That's the other thing that's really frustrating about yesterday. No addressing of the gear 13s and like how to get alien spores. That's probably one of the most frustrating things, I think, is one of that particular bottleneck. All right, let me know what you think in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching and keep on gaming.